Here's a Tuesday, and we get into our Psalms where David is telling us about his victory over his enemies. And David had to overcome several throughout the course of his life. You had Saul, his adversary, Goliath, the fighter in the field, and then his own son, Absalom, who tried to stage a coup against David. So David has these various victories in his life, and rather than glorifying himself, he glorifies God. Psalms 18, verse 40, 41, and 42 tell us, "You placed my foot on their necks. I have destroyed all who hated me. They called for help, but no one came to the rescue. They even cried to the Lord, but he refused to answer. Then I beat them, fine as dust, before the wind. I emptied them out as the mire of the streets." So again, we learn that God was with David and not David's foes here, carefully noting here that David declares these victories as God's. These aren't David's victories. In other words, these wins came at the hands of God's, not David's. And we also see in verse 40 where he says, "Lord, you placed my foot on their necks," or in 41 where he says, "They called for help, but you, Lord, did not answer." So again, without God, none of this would have happened. And David tells us that in the next verse. "You gave me victory over my accusers. You appointed me rulers over nations. People I don't even know now serve me." So again, David takes the throne because God allows it. David's head of all of Israel. And this is quite the contrast to today's politicians who like to take credit for anything that they do. They like to pat themselves on the back. If you watch a politician talk, their favorite word is I. I. They just can't say enough good things about themselves. So we compare the politicians of today to a holy man like David. And David does not say I. He says God. God made me the rulers of nations. God did that. And further, David's saying, I could have done that without God. So a big difference between David, who is the head of Israel, and today's current heads of state. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care, and God bless.